there's two different types of range estimation that I use and that you can use while you're bow hunting. One is to see your target, and then the halfway distance, cut that distance to half, choose the halfway distance inside through your depth perception, choose a halfway distance, judge it, let's say the target I see is 40 yards away, but I don't know that yet. I judge a halfway distance, I say that's about 20 yards. So the other half of it, you just double it. 20 yards times 2 is 40. So my target, to me, how I judge it is 40 yards away. So I use my 40-yard pin. The other way to do it is to cut it down into increments. Let's say I see that same target 40 yards away that I don't know about. And I judge, I say that looks like 10 yards right there. That's another 10 yards right there. Another 10 yards and another 10 yards. There's my target. So that my target's 40 yards away to my best judgment. That's the two different ways to use it. Doubling it by halving and increments like that. And it works the same if your target's hundreds of yards away. Let's say my target's 400 yards away. I see halfway point, that's about 200 yards away, double it, 400 yards. And the same thing with increments, 100-yard increments, 100-yard increments, whatever have you. So those are the two basic ways of judging distance, range estimation. And like I said, you won't be judging out to hundreds of yards for bow hunting, but you want to get your increments. And like I said, after you get down your judging, after you practice with it, it is a skill that you have to practice. Step it off and see if you're right, and that's how you could advance your skills into your range estimation. So those are some things right there, some tips that I got for you. But right now we're going to get in the woods and we're going to show you some neat stuff and get some trigger time. So catch you in a bit.
Alright guys, I want to talk about adjusting the sights real quick. What I've done is I messed up my sights on my way back. I shot at 20 yards, and as you can see, I put 3 arrows a little high and to the right, basically just a little right, because it's going to be into that black mark. But what I want to talk about is how to sight in. Alright, what you're going to do is you're going to shoot a minimum of 3 arrows to shoot your group, so you can triangulate. Alright, so as you can see here, I got these 3 arrows. They're pretty well close together, so I'm just going to use this as a group. But if they're farther apart, let's say one was here, one was here, and one was here, I would make a triangle from where them are, and I would go from the center of that triangle that I just imaginary drew, and that's what I have to adjust. I have to go about 6 inches over and about 4 inches down or so. But right here I got a pretty good group, so I'm just going to show you how to move your sights over, and then I'm going to set the camera down real quick. Alright guys, like what I was talking about earlier, this side, my 3-pin sights, if you can see here on the right side, you have your pins and then you have your screws. Alright, you're going to take an Allen wrench. Now I'm going to take an Allen wrench here in a little bit. I'm just going to screw in, and that's going to loosen up your elevation, your up and down. You can slide each pin individually up and down. Alright, what you got to think about is, I always have to think this out of my head. Alright, you want to move your pins opposite the way you want your arrow to go. Alright, so how I think about it is, I take my front sight. I use this finger as my front sight, this finger as my rear sight. I have my imaginary arrow impact right there. Alright, so if I move this to the left, that makes my front sight have to shift over. That's pulling the bow over, making my arrow impact go right. Alright, same with up in your elevation. If I move my front sight up, I have to lower my front sights to keep it in line, and that's going to lower my impact. That's lower my arrow. Alright, so you're going to move it opposite the way you want to go, both elevation and windage. Alright, remember how I said you got to keep your bow straight up and down, because most sights, especially the cheap ones that I buy, this is like $12, $15, something like that. I'm not going to spend $70 on 7-pin sights when I only shoot from to 40 yards anyway. Alright, but these sights, they move left and right, your windage, all together. Alright, that's why it's key to hold it up and down, because that arrow, if it's canted, that arrow is going to fall at an angle, and that angle's not the same as the sights. So keep your bow straight, like I said before. And this usually has just a screw, another Allen wrench. You just loosen it up and push your sights left or right. Remember what I said, it's going to be the opposite way way you want your impact to go. So I was shooting right here, so that means I need to go left, so I need to move my sights to the right, opposite where I want it to go. Alright? You're always going to shoot a minimum of 3 arrows. 3 arrows. That's going to give you that group so you can triangulate. Well, I say shoot a minimum of 3 arrows, but if I know I shot that first one good and perfect, if I shot that first one perfect, I shot that second one perfect, do I need to shoot a third arrow? Not really. Alright? But usually shoot 3, just like if you're sighting in a rifle. It's the same concept. Alright? Shoot 3, but if you know you shot 2 perfect shots, then you can roll with 2. Okay guys, what we're going to do here is we're going to set up 10 yards away, and then we're going to shoot three shots, and then move back to 15, shoot 3 shots, move back to 20. But what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to start shooting out at 20 just so you see it. I'm just going to fire 2 shots. So, hey guys, alright, we're going to shoot at 20 yards here, and I'm going to get my stance. I'm going to orient my body 90 degrees at a perpendicular to my target. My bow is going to be straight up and down. My anchor points, I'm going to get my anchor point. I'm going to breathe, relax, aim, stop, and squeeze. I'm going to engage this target right here, and then I'll show you how we hit. Two shots. I'm gonna put my bow down. Okay guys, what we got here, we got 2 shots in that center, in that black ring that I was talking about. One was in that 10 ring. This was the first shot. It was a little high, and then one hit that 10 ring right there. But that's pretty good. We're going to get in depth here in a second of how we're going to shoot these ranges, and then we're going to talk about I'll talk about how we take it to the woods and get some prac app in the woods. So here we go.